about that little hiatus in proceedings. We're 2 minutes late. We're 2 minutes late. I don't know whether anybody else has noticed. I updated my operating system on my telephone the other day, and I've noticed that quite a few different apps have gone a bit all kind of since then. So I've been downloading and deleting and reloading and doing ever since. So that was the problem. I came to my recording device and tried to press the button, and the button wasn't there, so I had to just quickly shuffle it off and then shuffle it back on again. So good afternoon, everybody. I feel like I'm sliding off my chair. Good afternoon. How are you on this beautiful day? Look at the sky, blue with little white fluffy clouds. It's lovely, but it's very cold. So hands up if you've got your vest on. I've got my vest on. And I've got my got my tight pants on. I've just been singing that to Kevin because he's gone out to do some Christmas jobs, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. Yeah, so I've got my thick socks on and my leggings and whatnot. I haven't turned the heating up, Crispy. We're not going to be that extreme and extravagant, but we have got the heating on. Where's my thermometer? Let's have a look and see what the temperature is today. You might remember that in summer it reaches the dizzy heights of the thick end of 30 in here. So today we're on about 19, I think. There you go. We're feeling the pinch. We're feeling the cost of living increase. So, got a very busy agenda for you. I won't pick my book up and show you the list, but I have got a long list of things to talk to you about today. As I said, we're going to have a little bit of a quieter brew at 2 today. There's no T-boy in training. You might be able to hear T-boy's hurdy-gurdy churning. He's doing some Seaside Emporium order. So is that over there?
So I'll be very quiet.
So T-boy in training is in Cleveland's as we speak, terrorising the neighbourhood. So I sent him out with a high vis and said, put your high vis on, because then if he has a catastrophe, it's covered on the insurance. So what shall we start with today? Well, today I think we need to start with some bats, because we have 2 new bats. We have 2 new bats to add to our roster. Are you ready? Drum roll and fanfare. Anybody that's already joined the Brew at 2 Facebook group will know that we went to a Christmas fair on Sunday. We've had a very busy few days. We went to a Christmas fair on Sunday, and we met 2 of our bats, which was as strange for me as it was for them, because when people sort of go all, oh, it's Jane, I'm like, oh, I feel right shy.
Never.
Yeah. I feel I'm going to go all shy and overcome. So we have 2 new bats to welcome. So Donna came from Wigan with her family, and she said it's like YouTube's come to life. And I thought, she means me. Did you think that? It's very strange. Bearing in mind, I managed to publish Visit FYLDE Coast for 10 years and nobody had a clue who I was. So we've got Donna from Wigan, and then Jacob turned up, who lives in Cleveland's, with his mum. And I'm sure I've met Jacob and his mum. His mum is, I've forgotten your name. Oh, Mum, I've forgotten your name. Let me just have a look on my list. I'm sure I wrote it down. I did. I wrote it down. It's on my phone. Sorry. Tracy. Tracy? That sounds right. And I'm sure I've met you before. I think I met you at Cleveley's Market back in the day. So yes, 2 new bats. So we will give a round of applause to Donna. And another round of applause to Jacob, who'll join us here at Batty Towers. Now, I think we've got plenty of pins already in the vicinity of Cleveley's and Wigan. I don't think we'll get another pin in there, will we? But we've got your names. I've just said to T-Boy, I think we're getting ready for a new map. We're coming down the... What's that bit of water called in between Wales and Ireland? Is that Irish Sea?
St George's Channel.
St George's Channel. There you go. We're coming down St George's Channel currently, so if anybody joins from Waterford in Ireland, currently Donna is blocking your view. She's blocking your view, so you're there, Donna. And oh, it sounds like we're talking about Lego, and I'm missing the conversation. And I do like a bit of Lego. I do. In fact, that's... Can I make a confession and tell you that I'm currently building a Santa sleigh in Lego? I've got as far as putting the horns, the antlers on the reindeer. There you go, Jacob. You're down there at the bottom, so that's lovely. That's 2 new bats. If anybody else would like to be bats and isn't already, then you can get your Brew at 2 Cup online, and the link to it is in the description underneath. I thought you'd spent 200,000 then on a Lego yacht, Eric. Goodness me. Donna loves her new cup. Doesn't your tea taste nice out of it? So that's that. So Donna and Stephen, with their kids, Martin and Caitlin, who are not kids at all, but sort of, you know, grown up children, from Wigan, brought me a present, and I took it off them as I'm having trouble with my teeth today, aren't I? As handed over to me, and I didn't even look inside the bag. I saved it for Brew at 2, but I think we can all see what they brought all the way from Wigan, because they are made in Wigan. Did you know? Uncle Joe's mint balls. Now, a friend of mine who lived just a couple of doors down here, Jim, lovely Jim, he loved Uncle Joe's mint balls. He came from Rochdale. She sent me 3 packets, look. Oh, they'll keep us going. There's 1 each. One each a piece, or
2 for you and 1 for me.
2 for me, and yeah, that sounds all right. Yeah, so Jim loved Uncle Joe's mint balls, and I never ever see these without thinking of Jim. So it's a nice memory. And a Christmas card, Jane and the T-Boys. Let's have a look. Oh, Lorraine's going to show us her etchings. She's going to post us some pictures of her Lego collection. From our house to yours. To Jane and the T-Boys, from our house to yours, this brings a greeting full of cheer. May all your dreams come true, now that this special time is here. Happy Christmas from Donna, Stephen and Caitlin from Wigan. So what happened to Martin? Is Martin Caitlin's boyfriend? You've confused me now. I don't take a lot of confusing, do I? That's lovely. Thank you ever so much. I shall pop that on there. I don't know whether you can't quite see that from there, can you? I'll stand it there for a minute until we get onto the funny bit later on. So that was that. Oh, and they also brought me something else, which was very interesting. Come on, T-Boy, hand them over. T-Boy's got them on his desk. Now, I haven't really had a chance to scrutinise these yet, for reasons which will become apparent when I get to it. But in his pocket, Stephen had these two. We'll photograph them and we'll put them in the Brew at 2 chat group. These 2 coins, and apparently this one had been found on the beach, and it is a commemorative medal, penny, award, whatever, from the foundation stone of the Blackpool Tower being laid in 1891, which I thought was absolutely fabulous. I was really, really pleased with that. And he said it had been laid in a drawer, so if I wanted them, I could have them. Did I want them? Did I want them? And then there was another one, which is from the inception of St Anne's as a town, I believe. And it says, the St Anne's on the Sea Land and Building Company Limited, centenary 1874 to 1974. So it's marking, it's from 1974, and it's marking the building of the town, because St Anne's was also a plant town as well. Did you know? You do now. So we were really thrilled with them, so thank you ever so much. Now then, lowering the tone slightly onto June's favourite subject, and I don't think June's with us at the moment. Are you with us? Oh yeah, there you go. You see, Martin is Caitlin's boyfriend, and I was donating him to you to adopt, which you probably have done anyway. So yes, so where have I put it? I've got that much stuff on here. It's here somewhere. Where have I put it? Where's it? Oh, it's here. I covered it up so that you didn't get a flash early. So, I have a friend who I've known a long time, and she always sends me a Christmas card. In fact, well, you can't see it from there. There's a Christmas decoration hung on my cactus, which was one of her Christmas cards from donkeys years ago, handmade origami things. And she always beautifully writes the envelope in italic writing with a fountain pen in sort of calligraphy. So a Christmas card had come yesterday, and I looked at the envelope and I thought, oh, it's from Sharon, who now lives in Wales, I believe. Yeah. I thought, oh, it's from Sharon. So I sat down to open it, and I started looking at this card, and I thought, she must watch Brew at 2. So I read the card from start to finish, laughing all over my face, and then I got told signed it. All will become clear. Are you ready? This is for us. This is for June. If you're watching June, and if you're not, I'm sure that you'll be there on catch up. That's the word. A Boxing Day pool. As you sit upon the toilet with everything prepared, you're feeling quite excited but a little bloody scared. That huge amount of Christmas nosh has turned into a log, and now the fateful time has come to flush it down the bog. But first you must expel the beast, and so you'll start to strain. You'll bite down on a piece of wood to take away the pain. But oh my God, it's bloody huge, it's like you're giving birth. You'll sweat and push and swear and shake and strain for all you're worth. And then that magic moment comes that fills your soul with cheer. A turd the size of King Kong's arm emerges from your rear. And like a bomb it hits the pan, thus lightening your mood and making room inside your guts for lots more Christmas food. I don't know where you got that from, but that is an absolute gem, that is a classic. So that one, for all you Brew at tours and lovers of toilet humour, that was from, drumroll and fanfare, Chris and Eric. So it all became clear because, of course, Eric does calligraphy as well. But I honestly thought it had come from Sharon in Wales, and I just thought it was just so not like her. And there's even a turd look from the for the handle, or is it? I think, is it supposed to be a wooden? Is it supposed to be a wooden handle, or is that supposed to be the log? So I really enjoyed that. It gave me a really good laugh. Did that one? And I think we might revisit that in the new year, edition of Brew at 2. Somebody's just asked about alternative places. Yes, if you're wanting to send something that isn't in a rush, you can still send stuff to Chris Higgett at 628 Dale Street, Blackpool. It's brilliant, Chris, Chris and Eric. You can still send stuff to 628 Dale Street to the crap box. And the little cafe over the road is, speaking of crap, is taking stuff in, and they will contact people when there's anything for them. Alternatively, you can send things to Phillips Jewellers in Cleveland, and I still have some stuff to collect from Phillips Jewellers in Cleveland. All will become clear a little bit later on. So I'll put the address for it in the comments underneath the video when we've finished. But it is Victoria Road West, Cleveland. It is a little jeweller's shop. And the lovely Daniel is one of our Cleveland's elves who does all the stuff, and I'm trying to train him to be funny. He is funny, actually. He just goes really shy. He just goes really shy when you poke a camera in his face. You'll see him tomorrow, because he might be on Thursday, sorry, because he might be making an appearance. So, moving on. Speaking of news, I have some traumatic news. I have some traumatic news to share with you. Last week, June cracked up because I stood up and said that I'd fastened the laces on my cardigan because I couldn't get that bit round me. This is a different one. This is a bigger size this June. This is, I think this is this is a medium. So the other one must have been a smaller one. These are modelled, best quality Primani, as modelled by Mrs. Rabbit. Wash beautifully and take no drying at all, and quite warm and snug and very comfy. And I'm very attached to these. I've got a variety of rainbows of colours, as you probably noticed because you keep watching. So Joan had killed herself laughing last week because I couldn't get my cardigan round me. Well, if you'd have seen me on Friday morning, I got on the scales. I nearly died.
One at a time, please.
In fact, I said something very rude, which I shan't repeat on here because you all think I'm reasonably ladylike. I got on the scales and I shouted at the top of my voice, I'm 11.5 stone nearly. 11.5 stone. 11.5 stone. I've put another half a stone on. I've not been weighed for ages. Me and Chrissy used to get weighed every Friday morning. And we used to do it together, and we used to watch our weight. And then, of course, when Chrissy started being poorly, it all went to pot. I kept cooking puddings for her every day, so that didn't really help. And it just all went downhill from there. And then, of course, we started with Christmas. So I've come to the conclusion that I shall try and be slightly circumspect about what I put in my gob. But I'm not going to make myself miserable over the festive season, because life's for living, as we've discovered in the last 12 months. And I shall enjoy Christmas, and then in January I shall start doing a lot more exercise and moving about. I don't want to know about chocolates in the supermarket, Crispy. I'll be 12.5 stone by January. So, just to add insult to injury, yesterday I finished Brenda's ice cream, but I'll come on to that shortly.
Yeah.
While we're talking about food, we have the fish and chipometer to do, don't we? We have the fish and chipometer to do from last week's Fish and Chip Friday. So we have the sea by Central Pier. So we've already been to the sea at Church Street, That was one of the very first ones that I did that. So we have the sea at Central Pier. So I really enjoyed that. I presume that you watched the vlog. And I had a malfunction with the GoPro, so I wasn't amused about that either, and I swore when I found that as well. So I think what had happened, I'd got it on its little tripod and I set it up at the other side of the table, and I'd got it all ready and turned it on and whatnot, and sat waiting for my fish and chips. And I think in the time it took them to cook the food and give it to me, it had turned itself off, and I've not noticed. Since then, I've discovered that you can actually control it from your phone. So you can use your phone as your viewfinder and set it up to do whatever you want to do. So I think what I'm going to do, there are some new ones that I've not been to, and there are quite a lot that I need to revisit. So I think next year, I think in 2023, I think now I've, well, I think I've still got stabilisers on, to be honest. But I think in 2023, I'm going to revisit the people that I've already been to, and we'll do them again. We'll do them again. So I'm going to put the sea at Central Pier on there. I think we shall put it there, because it was very nice and it was quite good value as well. Frankie's just made a point about dropping stuff in for your food banks when you go to the supermarket. I've worked like a dog for, well, all my life until, well, about half past one. I've got the black bags under my eyes to prove it. So I'm quite fortunate, having reached a point in my life that I can afford to buy food. And we are a lot more fortunate than a lot of people, and I feel from the heart of my bottom for people that are struggling and people that are homeless and in need, especially in this weather and especially at this time of the year. So don't just spare a thought. Don't just spare a thought for those people. When you're at the supermarket, drop something in the collection, because it could be any one of us at any time. I never get in my warm bed at night. Well, it's cold actually, but I never get in my comfy bed under my clean sheets without mentally, I'm grateful for the fact that I've got a clean bed and I've got clean sheets, and that I don't live under a bridge or in a shop doorway. So we've all got a lot to be thankful for. You might think that today's crap, but there's always somebody somewhere that's having a crappier day than you are. That's my social message for this week's Brew at 2. So yes, I think I'll revisit all these. I think I'll revisit all these next year, and we'll have a proper try now that I'm starting to work out what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh dear. You see, you thought you were watching a proper professional. Carry on, didn't you? Yes, so when you see people on the streets, you better really supporting the charities that look after them and help them, rather than giving to the people that are homeless, because a lot of them are not, especially around here, because they think that all those tourists and whatnot were all gullible. So always support the charities, and then your goodness will be passed on to them. So, right, anyway, we've had a very busy weekend, haven't we, T-Boy? Daz has just asked where T-Boy in training is. Anybody that's come to the party a little bit late today, T-Boy in training is in Cleveland's at the moment. He's doing some jobs for me. So we started off with the Capricorn Singers on Saturday at our local church, and I have to say that was,
they were brilliant,
excellent. If you're in the area and you get the chance to go and see them, I would highly recommend it. Us being us, we're not right keen on going out at night, so we waited for the Christmas concert that was in the afternoon, and the church was full to heaving. The church is a beautiful church, and the songs were brilliant, were they not,
Yeah.
Derek?
Yeah, I'm not a
Very
music
good.
man, and
Very
I
good.
was really impressed.
So we shall be going. We shall be going again. We might need to wait until next Christmas to catch the next one that takes place in an afternoon, but there are various different locations and venues and things. So so there you go. There you go. So that was that. So then on Sunday, we went to the Christmas fair that our local Rotary were holding for food parcels, which was a quite a festive affair. It was quite busy. There were quite a selection of stalls, and it really took me back. It really took me back to when I was a little nipper, and I used to go to things with Chrissy, because she used to be part of a young wives group, and they used to do Christmas fairs and that sort of stuff that I used to go along with her to, and it just took me back to that, just like going back in time. And then yesterday, as if that's not enough, it's not enough. Yes, I'm having some peas, Dazza. If that's not enough, yesterday we went partying at the venue. So every year they do party nights on Saturday nights, and of course we don't go to that. I mean, they're starting when we've all gone to bed. But they do one on a Monday afternoon. In previous years they've done each Monday in December, and this year they've just done one, because people seem to be going out differently since COVID. So there were probably a dozen of us from the Beach Buddies in the town centre group. There might have been more than that, actually. About 15, probably. 15, 20, something like that. All sat together at a table, and we had a lovely meal. My meal was absolutely beautiful. We had a lovely meal. We had entertainment from the most lascivious looking singer that you could ever possibly wish to meet. I won't tell you the story, but I tell you, we laughed. We laughed. We will be laughing again. Kevin and I don't know how we got home in one piece, because we were wetting ourselves driving home. And then we played bingo, which was quite enlightening, because the amount of people in that room that got no idea how to play bingo was funny in itself. So we had a really good afternoon, and a good time was had by all, and we're doing it all again in December, at the end of December. And that was the day yesterday that I sat and ate melon starter, braised steak for mains, chocolate tart for pudding, and then polished off Brenda's chocolate ice cream that she's not keen on chocolate ice cream. So I said, pass it here, I'll have it. And I wonder why body weight on.
And who do you check after?
Well, it's usually T-Boy in training that's clearing everybody's plates up when we go out. It's usually, Kevin, do you want this? Kevin, do you want some chips? Kevin, do you want that? So I took his place yesterday. It was reasonably well behaved, though, I have to say. He didn't do too bad. Which takes me on to an email that I received from Bill, who sent some information he'd seen on the television about bats. Because normally we are the noisiest bunch, and yesterday even we were outdone. We were outdone by a group of women that were sat on the area next to us. We were quite flabbergasted that we weren't the noisiest ones in the place. But Bill says, according to that day's lunchtime news, this was the 30th of November, it's official that bats have an octave level of 7, whereas humans only have a level of 3 to 4, which may mean that bats are noisier than most. Well, you've been watching long enough, Bill, because I know you're a long-term regular. I know that you're a long-term regular, and you will know that we are always noisy. Even more noisy when T-Boy in training is here. So, speaking of T-Boy in training, well, on Friday last week, we went into Cleveland's for some shopping. because we needed some stuff for the event in town, and some food and various other. Hark! Have I just heard the door? I have.
You just can't keep away.
His ears must be burning. He's obviously forgotten something.
He's going in the garage.
So we went into Cleveland's and we went into Poundland. So it's everybody's favourite shop, of course, Poundland. So we went round the shop and we got what we wanted and we put it all in the basket, and then we went to the self-service till. Oh, he's the only man. I mean, everything Kevin does, he tries to reinvent. He would reinvent the wheel if he got half a chance. So we got to the self-service checkout. And the first question that the till asks you is, have you got your own bags? Yes. So T-Boy in training says, have you got your own bags? I says, yes, but you can't put the shopping in them because it weighs what you're buying. And if they're not weighing properly, because I'd already started scanning at this point. So he's trying to pick things up off the weighing scale to put them in his bag. I said, just stop it, will you? So we're having a right roll domestic at the self-service till in Poundland in Cleveland. And I can't remember what the first thing was. Oh, I bought some glow sticks. Some little glow sticks for my glue gun. And the till wanted to know whether I was over 18. How you sniff a glow stick, I'm not sure. Because cold, you would just end up breaking your nose. And warm, they've not really got much of a smell anyway. Plus which, you'd burn all your sinuses, wouldn't you? Bye, Frankie. Frankie's off to pick his daughter up. So the till wanted to know whether I was 18. So, just a minute, my friend's sending pictures on Messenger and
Bye.
just came for my drill. So the woman had to come with a card and swipe it. So she comes up to us. I had another moment. She comes up to us and she says, I watch you. And I went, oh, embarrassed. And I just said to her, I said, well, in that case then, now you know that he's as big a pain in the bum in real life as he is on YouTube. So this carried on while we were trying to buy everything else. This won't scan and then that won't scan, and she had to keep coming back. I said to her, I'll stick to talking. I think I'm better at that than scanning shopping. It was quite funny though, wasn't it? Yeah. Quite funny at the time. Perhaps not quite as funny in repeating, but it were funny. So the only thing that we've been... Bye, Jackie! The only thing that we've been talking about, doing, involved in, knowing about this week is Christmas. I have my Santa hats on standby. I've got my work list. I started with a piece of blank paper, and I've filled it in 2 sides of neatly written, very small typing of things that I've either done or need to do. I've drafted Kevin in to help me. I can't even begin to tell you what I'd like to tell you about Lancashire County Council and street lights and electricity and all the rest of it. Number 1, we'll be here until Christmas 2023. And number 2, I'd get censored by YouTube. Let's just leave it at that. But we are on track for a nice community event on Thursday afternoon, Jenny. Jenny's questions just come up. When does T-Boy in training play Santa? He plays Santa on Thursday afternoon this week. I'm not quite sure exactly what's to do. Any details about Thursday's light, says Richard. Richard's probably wondering, he's just come back from Cleveland Town Centre, and he's probably wondering whether I'm pulling your leg and whether in fact there are any lights going up. Well, yes there are, Richard. You just have to keep looking. You just have to keep looking.
I'm just doing them now.
So that's where Kevin is today. So this morning, it was up before me. I was flabbergasted. Flabbergasted I was. And he was out of the house at what time was it? 7 o'clock? 7:30? Something like that.
Gone when I got up.
It was very, very early, especially for T-Boy in training, because he don't like getting up early. And he went putting electricity cables round Home Bargains, putting banners out, barriers out, and putting tape up and one thing and another. So this afternoon he's doing a dry run of the amplifier and the sound equipment prior to the event, because if you don't, you know what will happen, don't you? We'll all get there and it'll either go with negative feedback or it won't work at all. So we're trying to make sure it works. I am intending to do a vlog on Thursday. I'm intending to film one. So I will be in the venue on Thursday morning doing my regular stint for the beach management project, which I finish at 12. So I shall dash back to Rabbit Towers, have a little nibble to eat, which T-Boy will hopefully have got ready for me. And then I'm off back to Cleveland's for the event. I shall have 2 vests on. I shall have my tights, my woolly tights underneath my jeans. I shall have at least 2 pairs of socks on. I shall have my big winter coat on. I shall have my Santa hat on and my elf glasses. So I'm going to make sure that I'm not shivering all day.
Could be -3.
Yes, it's going to be very cold. So if anybody is planning on coming to the Christmas event on Thursday afternoon, please make sure that you come well wrapped up, because it's going to be very cold. And if you're standing about outside, it's going to be doubly cold, but there will be plenty of places where you can get a little tipple of something to warm you up. So I'm quite looking forward to it, actually. I think it'll be very good. There's a small handful of people have all put an absolute shed load of work in. It's really been hard work. Well, I feel like if I stop, well, I just don't feel like I can stop, actually, at the minute. I just feel like I'm now doing a cell bunny going. Had you noticed?
Yes, I've noticed.
So, Calderdale on email had actually sent us some man rules for the attention of assistant T-Boy, and I'm going to save them for next week, and we'll share them when T-Boy in training is in the house, because it would be a shame. It would be a shame to miss the opportunity to take the mickey out of him, wouldn't it? So that's kind of what's been going off. Well, Eric says, have I got super energizer batteries? I'm not sure. Frankly, I'm knackered.
She'll flop at the weekend.
And on top of all that, I've been trying to do everything else. I've been trying to run a website and vlog and you name it, I've been doing it. So then next week it all starts again. Christine wants a copy of the man rules. Absolutely, Christine. You'll have to wait until next week though, because we need to share them with Kevin first. Then next week it all starts again. So on Monday the 12th, is that next week? Yeah, it is. Monday the 12th, we've got our beach clean, our Christmas beach clean. Should have been yesterday, but we pushed it on a week because you've got to double up your opportunities to party, not cut them down. So we'll be doing that on Monday, and then on Tuesday we're doing Care for Cleveley's. So we will be back in the town centre. We shall be doing some weeding. Kevin and I are gasping to get to the weeds in the town centre because they're really offending us. So he's going to pull up and shovel and scrape, and I'm going to sweep. And then on the 3rd of January, drumroll and fanfare, we are holding a recruitment event at the Dickens pub. That's the one opposite B&M Bargains. And we are going to rope as many unsuspecting people in as we possibly can to help with all the big plans that we've got for Cleveley's for next year, because we're going to make it amazing. If I die trying, I might be dead by next Christmas. So watch this space. If you're interested in helping, all joking apart, you can just join the Care for Cleveley's Facebook group. Free to join, obviously, and that's where we post all our information, volunteering sessions, updates about what we're doing and all that kind of stuff. And it's good fun as well. And we're going to be having fairly regular meetups at the Dickens as well, so that you get that sort of friends and happy clappy feeling. So that's that. Right. Scams.
Good afternoon, folk.
Oh, he's in.
Just show me face for a second.
He's in.
Hope you're all well. I think we are we? What's some new batteries being? Just going to say little doggy.
So this one is from Mr. William Chalmers. I did wonder whether he was married to Judith Chalmers, who used to, of course, do what was it called? Placing what was that holiday programme that Judith Chalmers did? No, Place in the Sun is what we watch now, isn't it? What was that programme called that Judith Chalmers used to do? That holiday programme. Forgotten. I am Mr. William Chalmers, the Chief Financial Officer of Lloyds Banking Group, United Kingdom. I want to invest with you in your country. Please write back promptly to my private email. Of course, I didn't. And then another one is a smart app that will make you $5 million in 3 months. Wish you were here. Richard thinks it was Wish You Were Here, and I think you're right. Yes, it was. It was Wish You Were Here, and I used to like watching that. Back in the day. So we've got the opportunity here. Everyone has the opportunity to earn $5 million in 3 months. And all you've got to do is click on a link. $5 million, we'll put that on the scam tally. Seriously, all joking apart, you need to be careful at this time of year, because the scammers will sucker anybody in that they think is gullible enough. So always think twice, click once. Did you used to watch the DIY programme on QVC on a Sunday morning? Can't remember his name either. The oldish guy that used to do the DIY programme, the expert, and he always used to say, measure twice, cut once. You should always think twice and click once, because we don't want any bats being done, do we? So then I did have speaking of poo, I did have a packet of toilet rolls to share with you this week. Now these are from Morrison's. Last week, was it last week? I don't know when it was. I think it might have been the week before. Recently, us and the T-Boys went to our local Morrison's at Cleveley's, which we don't go very often. I can't, you know, you have your sort of favourite shop. Can't say Morrison's is my favourite, but it's a nice shop. We go occasionally. We usually go, you know, once a flood. So we went to Morrison's, so we were walking around buying all the kinds of things that make you put another half a stone on. And all at once I did a sharp right down the toilet roll aisle, and I went and got a packet of their own brand toilet roll. So we're going to have a look. I've saved them for you. I've saved them just for you. Got to open the bag properly, and then I can use the bag. Jenny says, will I let Kevin have some toilet rolls? He's not having these. I've got plans for them. I've put the toilet rolls in the thing that came with our delivery this morning, and I thought to myself, he's making a song and a dance about nothing, because there was already a packet in there, so there's two now. He doesn't need to use my toilet rolls until I've done what I'm planning to do. Make of that what you will. So this is Morrison's Soft. Ooh, they don't much coke. I'm not impressed. I'm not overly impressed. Just at first glance, they seem very thin. Very thin. Very thin and stretchy. Yes, I think your fingers would go through that, if I'm honest. I don't think they'd take a lot of puncturing. It's not good, is it? Right, we should put that back in the packet. I don't think that one's going to go at the top of my list. But in the new year, I think we might have a regular feature. Featuring. Yeah, but if you use newspaper, Richard, you get the print all over your bum, don't you? I'm far too young to remember newspaper. Although I hear from people of an older generation that that was an issue. That was an issue. Yeah, so I don't think I put them at the top of my list. But we shall put them to a proper test. A proper test, which leads me on to birthdays, and we've only got two again this week. And actually one of them is a default this week, and the other's going to be a default next week because they're both on Tuesday. So Andrea got a shout out last Tuesday. Andrea Molson in Conway, which is where little Mr. Muffin came from. Actually, I just wiped my nose on that bit of bulldog. It was her birthday last Tuesday on the 6th of... No, it's her birthday today. Sorry, I'm talking rubbish. It's her birthday today on the 6th of December. And she got a shout out last week as well, because it was sort of the week after. And next Tuesday, it's John Hitchens' missus's birthday, Beverly. It's Beverly's birthday on the 13th of December. So you'll get another one next week, Beverly. You'll get another one next week. So I think that's it. I think that's it for today. I think when we've finished, I'm going to have another cup of tea and some headache tablets. That sounds like a nice plan. And I've got that much to do, to be honest. I don't even know where to start. Any questions? Anything anybody wants to know before we go on to the finale? To the finale. No. Don't forget to pick up your presents at venues. I won't forget, Crispy. I need to go to Daniel's. It will be next week, I think. And I will do a vlog. In fact, I'm writing it down. Visit Daniel next week. There you go. Write it down. So yeah, we will see the ones of you that are local on Thursday. And the ones of you that are not, you'll have to watch the video. So I shall endeavour to make a vlog. And it will probably be Friday or maybe the weekend when I get it online. But at least you'll be able to have a look. You'll be able to have a look and see what we did. See what we did. So that's it. That's it. Don't forget to join the Facebook group. Don't forget to buy your mugs. The link is in the description underneath. Thank you for reminding me, Crispy. And I will see you next week. So we shall draw today's proceedings to a conclusion. I shall get my. Would you like a change of finale today? Shall we have the Blackpool glasses on? What about that? What about that? There you go. Smiling is infectious. You'll catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. And when he smiled, I realised I'd passed it on to him. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic, quick, and get the world infected. See you Thursday or Tuesday, one or the other. Bye for now.